This video describes some tips and tricks of Speedgrader that'll help you be more efficient. So the first one I want to point out is if you go to your actual assignment, you're going to notice that you'll see this upside down caret or triangle. And so when you click on it, it's going to give you several different options. So the first one, you can directly go to Speedgrader. This goes to your assignment details, but here's a hidden one that's really cool. So message students who. So message students who maybe they haven't been graded yet, maybe they scored a certain point value, maybe they scored higher than a certain value. So it automatically clumps those students together, and then you can make a generic message for those students. So maybe if they haven't been graded, you can be like, I plan on grading this weekend. Have a good one. So it just is a great way for you to give feedback for students and communicate well with them. If you have students who had a lower grade, then you can send out a message saying, hey, you can do this extra credit, etc. Now, where do they get the messages? You're going to see right here where it says inbox. This is where they'll actually receive the message. They do not get it's not like it's their email, their student email. It's just in Canvas, a message in Canvas. Now, mute assignment is another great little feature. So when you want to mute an assignment, what that means is that while you're grading, students won't have access to the grades. So for example, let's say you have 30 kids in the class and you grade 15 students. Well, those 15 students are not going to get their grades until you unmute the assignment, because it just helps so that if you have students who are like, oh, well, Jose got graded, but I didn't get graded, where's my grade? It just releases the grades all at once. So when you mute an assignment, it allows you to be able to grade the student submissions, and then when you unmute it, it releases all the grades at the same time. That way it's kind of like an all or nothing grade reveal, so to speak. So it's a great little feature. The other thing I want to talk about is when you actually get into Speedgrader. So you'll find that as student submissions are coming in, right now it's defaulted that it will grade by student name. So one thing that I use quite frequently is by submission status. So it'll clump the kids that need to be graded, it'll clump the kids that haven't submitted, and it'll clump the kids that you've already graded. That way you're not like skipping back and forth between grades and possibly missing students. So it's just a great little organization tip to do. Here it says hide student names in Speedgrader. This is a great way to alleviate bias. Sometimes teachers can be more critical of certain students for whatever reason. So if you hide the student name, then you can go ahead and you can try to alleviate some of that response. This button right here is fantastic because it takes you back to your actual grade book. Here's where that mute assignment. So Canvas has multiple ways to do the same thing. Keyboard shortcuts, and then I clicked on settings for that clumping. And just always remember that feedback is what helps student learning. So by putting in comments via like an audio clip, etc., the more feedback, the better for students to help clear their misunderstandings. So don't be afraid to use Speedgrader to your advantage.